So we come out for game one, and my team is, the way I normally did it was, I normally tried to get everybody involved in game one to get at home. I'm more aggressive on the road because, you know, that's what stars do. They're more aggressive on the road. So game one, I was like, I need to get these guys started so they can get their confidence. Everybody's a little nervous. I'm not nervous, but these other guys never been in high pressure situations like that. So game one, I was like, I was a little passive. They beat us. Game two, I said, fuck this shit. I'm going for it. And I said, whatever it takes. And I come out, I'm fucking so aggressive. But Michael know I'm fucking aggressive. He's like, I can see he's talking to Horace and Scotty. He's like, y'all got to slow that motherfucker down. Because Horace, to me, was one of the more underrated players. Him and Scotty, man, when they doubled me, I couldn't see shit.
Long.
They were so long and athletic, I couldn't see shit. But I still, I finished with like 48, 49, somewhere in there, 26, something like that. But Michael fucking had like 55.
Ooh.
That motherfucker would not let me win that game. And I remember
20 though.
Yeah, I remember going home. When I got home, my daughter was upset. And I said, I had told her before, I said, ain't nobody in the world better at basketball than your dad, and we're gonna win this fucking series. When I got home, she was crying, and I was like, she's, Dad, I thought you told me y'all were gonna win. I said, Christiana, I ain't never said this before. I think there's somebody better at basketball than me. You know? Because, it's Michael and Larry and Magic. I says, I love those guys are all great, but I says they're great because he has Kareem, he has James Worthy, Michael got Horace and Scotty, and Bird got McHale and Paris. I says, I know I'm just as good as those motherfuckers, but they just had more help. Yeah. But I said, but going back to the 40-20 game, 24 game, I was like, I can will my team to win. But Michael, that night when I was like, this motherfucker ain't gonna let me win this thing. Like I said, I had my 40-something and he had fucking 55. So I said, hey, you know your dad, he ain't never gonna quit or give up. We gonna be all right.
Right.
So we go to Chicago, and that's a triple overtime game. We win. And I'm like, okay, I might can do this thing. The next game, this motherfucker goes, okay, so this,
Here he comes.
No, so the next game, I think he had another 55. He was gonna end this shit. And they beat us. It was a hell of a game. Then before game 5, like, guys, we're gonna be all right. So all day long, you don't do shit. You can't go out, especially on the road.
Is there back and forth between you and MJ off the court at this time? No conversation.
We put our friendship
aside.
Yeah. So then, all day on TV, these motherfuckers on TV, boarding up the city, telling people to calm down when they win a championship tonight.
For the championship,
no fires. Man. By the time we got to the gym, I said, hey, man, ain't no fucking way we losing this bitch tonight. Because, I'm sitting there steaming the whole day. Every channel, you try to get away from that shit. Hey, we're boarding up the city. This weekend, the championship route's going to be here. Would y'all please behave?
That's when it was 2-3-2, right? Was there 3 in Chicago?
It was all 3, yeah. The game 5 was in Chicago.
Yeah.
And by the time we got to the game, I says, hey, coach, let me speak. We done played these motherfuckers 5 times. Ain't no X's and O right now. I said, guys, we cannot fucking lose this game. That shit they were doing on TV today was so fucking disrespectful and pissed us off. And we won that game. And then, obviously, we lost it back at home in game 6. on the three-pointer. But, man, when I got to Game 5, I was like, ain't no fucking way we losing, guys. Because we sit there and watch that thing and talking about they were boarding up the city, talking about act like y'all got some common sense and don't be going crazy, burning up cars and shit like y'all did the last time they won the championship. So but man, stuff like that, I missed that.
MVP that season, but lost in the finals. We recently talked to Magic about, his back and forth with Isaiah and Isaiah's and MJ's beef or whatever that may be. You and MJ were really close.
Yes.
And haven't spoke in some time. Is there light at the end of the tunnel with that? Do you feel like you guys can mend that?
That would be on his end, Matt. He was my best friend at the time, and I love the guy and I miss the guy. But, I got to do my job. What I said was, first of all, I don't think it's fair for me to critique other GMs and coaches and have a double standard. That goes back to the Skip Bayless thing. Like, you can tell the guys he like and guys he dislike. I think I'm fair to everybody. What I said about Michael, I said, I don't know if he's ever going to be successful because of the people around him. I think he hires too many of his friends. And because your friends don't ever tell you no. The hardest thing about being famous is because you're paying all the bills, they're on your private jet. They're not going to tell you when you're doing something wrong. And I said that I didn't, because he was struggling as a general manager, running the team. And I said, I don't know if he's ever going to be successful because the people around him are never going to tell him no and like, yeah, don't draft that dude. We need to trade that dude, blah, blah, blah. And he went ballistic. And he called me and that's the last thing I heard was, motherfucker, fuck you. You're supposed to be my boy and blah, blah. And I said, man, I got to do my job. And we haven't spoken since that night. And that was probably close to 10 years ago.
But I kind of agree with that because, they traded me after I brought them to the playoffs for the first time. Yeah, they do make some bad decisions over there.